Husby, why is your house on fire?
It's not.
I don't know. I hear that alarm in the background.
Well, we've got that taken care of now, so, no burning down houses tonight.
Did you overcook your pizza?
No, the oven was a little too hot, some stuff spilled, and then boom. Headshot.
He tried to warm up his beer. He likes his beer warm.
Really? What? All the shots fired stuff. What the hell?
Shots fired!
Shots fired! Shots fired!
Fox fired? What?
Fox fired.
I'm not sure what that is. Excuse me.
Fox shears.
Boom. Hello everybody, welcome to CORTnation 91.3. I'm your host, Will Roberts. Joining me tonight, Mike Husby and Robert Hill. On our show tonight, we're going to be focusing on the CORT Trading Paint Series 2014. The years are already messing me up. The 2014 B Season, Season 5. Also focusing on the Winter Series starting tomorrow. And we've also got lots and lots of news, notes, all that junk. Catch that at the end. Alright, boys, let's get started. Trading Paints review. Points. We gotta talk about points. It's what we're all in it for here at the end of the season, right?
Absolutely. We love points.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, well, start off here. Rick Music won the championship. Very consistent season for him. Andrew Hess was second. Andrew Hayes third. Tyler Tucker fourth. Stephen Taylor was fifth. Joseph Cervone was in sixth. Michael Duell was in seventh. Our very own Mike Husby in 8th, Alex Buffoli in 9th, Julian Medor 10th, Johnny Martin in 11th, Eric Hunter in 12th, Scott Mullen in 13th, David Danboys in 14th, and Ben Whistler in 15th. Alright, let's start from the top. Rick Music. There isn't really much bad you can say about his season. See, 15 starts, obviously. 7 second place finishes. How do you do that?
Yeah, it's pretty insane.
The only way you can do that is name Rick Music on your door, and that's how you do it. Man, I haven't seen a performance like that in a long time. Great job by him this season.
Oh, certainly.
I definitely, even from the beginning of the season, I was saying, if Rick keeps that, those finishes up where he's finishing second week in and week out, there's no way that anyone's going to stop him, and pretty much that's exactly what he did.
Well, certainly. I believe he only had one finish outside of the points, and even it was a 13th. And of course, we only award points to the top 12 in Trading Paints. But 7 seconds, I believe 1/3 and 1 win, 2 sixths, an 11th, a 12th, and a 13th. I would almost kill for that season.
Yeah, not only that, but he himself only had 1 win all season long, and the guy behind him had 4 wins. So I mean, it definitely shows that the Trading Paints points system definitely awards consistency more than wins itself.
I think Ryan Newman would like this system.
Oh yeah.
Alright, jumping down to second place, Andrew Hess. Very good season. Wasn't as consistent as Rick Music. That is what bit him, definitely. Because despite having 4 wins, he only had 11 top 10s, and I believe
7 top 5s.
Correct, and I believe he had, and all of those non-top 10 finishes, except for 1, were out of the points.
He had a lot of bad luck this season too with the internet issues and stuff though as well, so it wasn't a very good it was obviously, an up and down season for him, so a lot of people actually had a really up and down season this season, so it's unfortunate, but I definitely think he'll be one to contend with next season for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. He's going to be a one to watch next season. I think he's he's up there in the top 3 for championship favorites next season.
Oh, certainly. Speaking of top 3, sitting bronze on the podium, Andrew Hayes. Actually, Trading Paints director, Andrew Hayes, I'm sorry.
Yeah, court administrator / Trading Paints director Andrew Hayes picked up 1 victory, 8 top 5s, and 9 top 10s this season. He wasn't as consistent as Rick Music and Andrew Hess, but this was definitely one of the better seasons lately for Hayes.
Oh, certainly.
Yeah, Hayes has had a really rough go of it with the old IndyCar, the IRO 5, I guess it is. After we started running iRacing in CORT, so I think the saving grace for Hayes has been the DW12, and he's getting back to his old ways of winning and being a lot more consistent than he has been the last couple of seasons.
Oh, certainly. Because I don't believe Hayes got a single victory in IRO 5 after dominating in what the IndyCar Championship used to be on in our 2K3. And since the DW12's rolled out, he's gotten 2 victories.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be a... Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. I was just going to say exactly what you were saying.
Okay, yeah. No, I was going to say, though, that Hayes is definitely going to be a championship contender for the seasons to come, for sure.
I think this has to be the politest radio show I'll ever hear. Alright, moving on. Tyler Tucker. Missed a race, still nabbed 4th in points. Also took home, I believe he took home the crown jewel. I'm gonna make that mistake all night, all my life, I'm sure. Was definitely not as consistent. 5 finishes outside the points, I believe, in those 14 starts. Definitely bit him, even though he was always up front in the rest of them. And I'm sure he was even up front in the ones where he didn't get in the points. He just had bad luck.
Yeah, there were a lot of races where he would win the pole. He actually won 3 poles, and I think that helped him out a lot bonus points wise. And not only that, but there were a lot of races that he did dominate, so he got the 2nd bonus point for leading the most laps. So I think a lot of that had to do with that, and his finishes obviously showed with 2 wins. So yeah, I think that had a lot to do with it.
Certainly, although it seems like those poles were biting him because of the 3 poles he got, 2 of them, he finished outside the points.
Well, for sure, but obviously those bonus points all add up at the end of the season, so...
Oh, well, certainly.
Absolutely.
Alright, moving on. 5th place, Steven Taylor. 1 victory, 4 top 10s, 4 top 5s, and 10 top 10s. That victory obviously coming in the last race of the season we were just talking about at Auto Club.
You know, I gotta say one thing about Steven Taylor. You guys can argue this, but I'd say he was the best CORT driver in all series this season, combined.
Oh, definitely. Sorry to rain on your parade, Husby, but let's see, 5th in Trading Paints. He won 1 truck championship, finished 2nd in the other one. And I...
3rd or 4th in the Cup Series, but top 5 in every series. And he's just so consistent. You know, he finds his way to victory lane. He's usually up towards the front. He sometimes has bad luck due to maybe a little bit of aggression, but definitely one of the better drivers in CORT.
Certainly.
I mean...
I don't know if I'd say sometimes bad luck, because it seems like that sometimes is never.
Yeah, I was about to say that, he and Jimmy Johnson are very comparable in luck, because if you guys recall Jimmy Johnson's luck through his championship seasons, where it seemed like any time that Jimmy Johnson would get damage, he would have like a top 10 finish or something like that. Steven Taylor, I find, is just about the same. It's about equal on the luck-wise. The luck wavelength, I guess you would say. But, I mean, he does have his bad races every now and then, too.
Maybe, but it seems like whenever he's driving, he's got a golden horseshoe stuck up his ass.
Those are Will's comments and those alone.
Don't worry, I'm gonna bleep that out.
Bleep.
All right, moving on. So we've got the top 5, but then there's also
Mr. Consistency himself, Joseph Cervone.
I was gonna say some more notables, but okay. But definitely Joseph Cervone, Mr. Consistency. Yes, correct. No wins on his part, but he tied for third most top 10s at 10, and 5 top 5s, and actually tied Steven Taylor for 5th in points, and the win being the one thing that cost him there, because that was a tiebreaker, I believe.
Yes, it was. Well, Joseph, honestly, I think he's probably right up there in the most improved driver in the Train Paint series, honestly. Like, he's had a lot of bad luck the last few seasons, and this season he showed a lot of promise, leading a lot of races like Phoenix, New Hampshire, and Auto Club definitely for a couple of, to mention a few, I mean. And I think he's right on the verge of actually, like, I know he's won at Brazil, and he himself has even said that Brazil is a win, but he definitely wants to win one without anybody else like dictating that for him, and I think he's right on the verge of doing that.
Well, certainly, I know he was. I know he was very angry after the New Hampshire race because he actually led over half of the race, and then finished. I believe I'm reading that right. 6th. Yes, 6th. All I remember from that night, again, trading the outlaw team wasn't able to get my car down there, but all I remember from that night was coming back in, hearing everyone talking. I remember Joseph Cervone just being mad as hell. All right, jumping down next in line, Michael Duell. Only made 11 starts on the season, but was able to nab a win, 2 poles, 4 top 5s, and 7 top 10s. And I gotta say, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, he's another guy that definitely is showing a lot of promise as well, and I think if he can stay consistent, he can definitely be a points contender eventually one day.
Certainly, if he can stay consistent, but I think the thing that'll get him is if he can actually show up to an entire season and not just run the majority of it. I think he and Rick Music, Andrew Hess, Andrew Hayes, I think they can all run very, very well for a title. I think that would be possibly the greatest Trading Paints battle to battle out a final race you will see.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree with that. He's throughout the season he's shown a lot of improvement, and he's really been a very consistent driver, and he's been fun to watch.
Alright, let's see. Mike Husby was 8th. We'll skip him. No, I was joking. Husby, you got a win. You were 8th in points. You got 3 poles. You know, that's very good, actually. I missed that stat when I was looking over the stats earlier. That's why you're the statistician.
Statistician?
Not me.
But I'm going to go out there and say this was definitely not the kind of season you wanted, is it?
No, it was, like, honestly, between Trading Paints and Cup last season, that was probably the worst season that I can recall, luck-wise, that I've ever had. Like, it seemed like if I wasn't finishing in the top 5 or top 10, I was wrecked the next week, so, I only actually finished 3 out of the last 4 races, too. Actually, no, sorry, I only finished 1 out of the last 4 races, my bad. And that was at Chicagoland, so, it was definitely not a season I want to remember, that's for sure.
Well, certainly. And not to rain on your parade here, but I'm looking at your stats. That was Husby's worst career finish, except, well, skipping the 2014 A season when he ran 1 race.
Yeah, it was, that was honestly my only win of the 2014 B season as well in anything, so, I was lucky to win one, and we definitely dominated that race, so it was nice to, at least win 1 race last season.
Definitely. Alright, moving on down the order. Howard Spifoli, my own teammate actually, only made 8 of the 15 races, but in those he got 6 top 10s, 5 top 5s, 2 wins. I know one of them very dominating, I'm not sure about the other one, and a pole.
Yeah, Buffoli's just one of those guys I find, and like, don't. I hope he doesn't really take it too hard, I guess. But sometimes he can be a little bit overly aggressive, and I think that's what hurts him the most. But he does win races, and that's what counts, I believe.
Oh, certainly. I may be wrong here, but I believe he's the winningest driver in Trading Paints. Either that, or he's very, very close.
I believe you are correct.
Yeah, I believe you're correct as well.
Tied. I'm sorry.
With
Tyler Tucker.
Tyler Tucker, yep.
Oh. Well, I'm gonna say one thing about Buffoli, and Husby can definitely agree with me on this, as he used to be teammates with Husby. Buffoli has definitely shown a lot of improvement since he joined iRacing.
Yeah, for sure. Like, honestly, Buffoli, when he first started, wasn't the best, and obviously neither were a lot of us, but
Me.
he has improved a lot since he started, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely. Alright, I believe Eric Hunter is next on our list of who to talk about.
Yes. That's our final driver to talk about, yeah.
He's our final on our Trading Paints review. Eric Hunter finished 12th in points, but he only made 6 starts on the whole season. And if he had been there the whole season, he would have been up there with Music, Hess, Hayes, and he'd have been battling for that championship.
I think if he would have been here all season, he would have been... Yeah, he definitely would have been up. He could have won the championship.
Definitely.
Because he was as consistent or more consistent than Rick Music.
Certainly. In his 6 starts, he didn't get a pole, but he got a win in his final start, ironically. 3 top 5s and 4 top 10s. And what's maybe even more shocking is he only had 8 incidents in that whole spell, which that could honestly be attributed probably all to off-track incidents or something. Not completely sure.
Yeah, and just looking at his driver page here as well, he actually led 86 laps in those 6 starts, so he definitely was a contender for wins as well.
Definitely, and I believe for some reason the laps led are not displaying for Indianapolis. I'm not sure what's up with that, but I believe
He more than likely led laps there too.
Definitely. He finished 9th, and that was obviously a very crazy race. 51 lead changes among 11 drivers. But, no, definitely, of course, duty calls, but I sure hope I get to see Eric Hunter race again in CORT, and I hope to race against him, because I think he's a great driver, great sim racer.
Yeah, I agree, absolutely.
Alright, well, we're gonna hop off to break right now. That's our Winter Series preview.
IndyCar Series review, you mean?
Yeah, Trading Paints review.
Trading Paints review, I'm sorry, I'm getting my segments mixed up here. When we come back, we're going to be discussing the Winter Series, which starts tomorrow. And talk about some drivers to watch, some of the rules, and a little later on we're going to get to the news. So, hope to catch y'all back.
Cash only.
But all I have is the card.
Oh, guess we'll have to duel. You win, you get the gas. You lose, I get that car. Man, dueling dueling banjos, not dueling with banjos.
The Trunk Monkey Dueling Edition, only at Suburban Auto Group.
Husby, is your house still on fire, or do you finally take care of that?
Well, it was taken care of before.
Alright, well, why not just throw some snow on it, because we're talking about the Winter Series now.
Yeah, it's getting pretty freaking cold outside, too.
Well, it snowed in Virginia today.
It's apparently supposed to get down to almost minus 20 by Thursday here. Celsius for all you Canadian folk.
That's hot. That's warm.
I mean, American folk.
Talking American.
Alright, I was kidding. Okay,
Alright, let's get going here. Okay, so, our Winter Series. It's Jim Gotti is our lead administrator. And it's the K&N car, the national car, the old Bush car, I believe you would call it. Since it was run during the Bush days, I may be wrong about that. It's... Sorry, someone's trying to type in my notes right now. It's got an iRating cap for points, which is actually different than the iRating cap used to run the series. The max you can have, the max iRating you could have and score points is 2,000 points. Everyone above that will still be able to run, but won't be able to score points. There's a lot of bonus points. For time's sake, we won't go into that right now. You can look on CORTracing.com on the forums. There's a thread about it. I'll link it in the description below. So, unlike most court series that we have now, where it's group qualifying, like in Cup, in Trading Paints on the road courses, the Winter Series is just going to have solo qualifying runs. 2 laps, you're done. That's like it used to be. Like in not Trading Paints, in Cup and Trucks, there will be double file restarts. Like in Trucks, you're going to have to wait until the green flag is thrown to go, unlike in Cup. Unlike in Trucks, though, there will not be there will not be a halftime yellow, and there won't be a cause caution roll, which I don't think much of. It's very much like a K&N series.
I'm happy less starting at the back for me.
Certainly. Thankfully, I haven't been doing much of that. I don't know. I think you got to get your stuff together there, Hill.
Yeah, I usually average 1 or 2 in a truck race. Usually I always say it's someone else's fault, but it's usually mine. I'm excited for the schedule, Husby. Why don't you tell us a bit more about that?
Yeah, the schedule actually is going to start at Auto Club tomorrow night, and I'm actually looking forward to it. From watching Jim Stream's Auto Club track, seems like a really, really awesome track for the old national car, and there seem to be a lot of like 3-wide racing and stuff going on there, so I'm actually looking forward to that tomorrow night. Also, the series will visit Iowa, Atlanta, Dover, and Kansas, so all tracks that are pretty awesome to race at, so I'm actually looking forward to the season.
Sounds like there's going to be a lot of side-by-side racing throughout the season, and could be fun.
No, I have to disagree with you. I want to burn Dover. I hate that place.
Dover's like my favorite track.
I would have preferred Charlotte, but it's okay. And I believe Dover is double points. Yes, it is double points at Dover.
I believe so, but we'll have to go back and get that confirmed, because I'm thinking some of the details may have or may not have changed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
the schedule was trimmed, I believe, today or yesterday, just in time for the season opener.
Oh, certainly. Alright, and drivers to watch. We've got, I believe, 20 entries confirmed so far, and of course you don't actually have to enter for the Winter Series, but it's nice if you do, of course. But coming over the 20 entries we've got right now, who would y'all say are your drivers to watch?
Oh, well, it's kind of hard to go against the old man himself, Mike Husby. Pretty consistent guy in the Cup Series, IndyCar Series. This season he's coming back to trucks, which is going to be fun to watch. I'm sure he'll talk more on that later. Maybe next week if we go over trucks. I don't know what we're going over. We're going over something. I think he's going to be fun to watch.
Oh, certainly. Mr. Consistency himself.
Yeah.
He's never outside the top 3.
Well, I mean, like, the national cars, one car I've had a hard time adapting to, but all these tracks are tracks I really like racing on, so we'll just have to see.
Who's your driver to watch, Husby? Or 2 drivers to watch?
Well, I think Jake Finch is definitely one guy you want to watch out for, because he was really, really consistent in Cup last season, and I think if he can just stay consistent, he's definitely going to be one to watch for winning. Like, he's definitely going to be a guy to contend with for sure.
Oh, certainly. Finch always seems to be, to me, a little bit of a Kevin Harvick type driver. He's always there when it counts.
Yeah, I found that out actually 2 or 3 times last season, where he ended up winning races that I personally feel like I should have won, but we'll leave that for another time.
How about you, Hill? Who's another driver you would watch out for?
Well, really, it's there's a lot of good drivers in this winter series coming up. One that's really hard to count out is CORT Cup champion Brett Black. 3 victories, 4 poles, 9 top 10s, 9 top 5s, 12 top 10s in the Cup Series. You know, he's really tough to count out. I think Brett's going to be there contending for victories every single week.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, Brett, honestly, between the last 2014 A and even 2013 B season to last season, definitely improved a lot, and he's always there contending for wins now, and he's always in the top 5, if not top 10, so he's easily going to be one to watch for sure.
Oh, certainly. He's always been fast, from what I can tell. His average start has always been about somewhere around 8, but his average finish, that's what climbed the season. He brought it up from 13.8 in 2014 A to 6.4 in 2014 B. It's definitely been much more consistent, and well, I mean, he won the championship. Talking about Cup, of course.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
What about Julian Mador? Previous Cup champion, I believe.
Yeah, he's
definitely been always... He's always had his name in the hat, it seems like.
Yeah, he's definitely a very consistent driver. Like last season, he had a lot of bad luck, though. Like I said, along with a lot of other guys, I had a lot of bad luck last season, and I think if he can put finishes together, he'll definitely be one to contend with as well.
Oh, definitely. And he's also got the consistent ending. Well, his the season finale wasn't that great for him, 17th place finish, but in the last 5 races, the guy scored 4 top 5s and a second at Watkins Glen. So I think that's definitely some good momentum to ride into the winter on.
Yeah, that's for sure. Another guy, though, I'd have to say that everybody's got to watch out for is, and I may be a little bit biased, but Robert Hill for sure. Like, he's honestly, in my opinion, has improved a lot in last season or 2 actually. And I think if they can string some finishes together, he'll be eventually up there at the top for sure.
I gotta be honest, I think Robert Hill stole our notes and wrote that in.
He might have.
I feel like that the driver's okay. He's not one of my favorites, but he might be one to watch. Who knows?
I don't know. I always seem like Robert, he's got something that he just hasn't quite figured out yet. But once he can figure out what that is, and, well, like I say, figure it out, I think he'll be right up there.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that.
Why are we talking in the third person when you're right here?
I'm not really sure.
Alright. Alright, well, time again for another quick commercial break, and then we're going to hop off and discuss some of the news, the silly season stuff that's all been going on recently. And I gotta say, there has been a whole ton of it.
Being the best place to buy a car sometimes means taking some chances.
So all I have to do is slap your hands and I get the car for free?
They have to fill them out first.
I've never sold that many cars.
I'll take leather. That's not really what I meant. I said kill them with kindness. Here at our dealership, we have a reputation for being the best place to buy a car. So it's probably best he goes back in the trunk.
Suburban Auto Group, home of the Trunk Monkey.
Hello everybody and welcome back. Right now, let's get to the news. Now, a few short, quick stories that have just popped up in the last week or so. We feel are newsworthy here at CORTnation 91.3. Sign-ups came out on New Year's Day for for trading paints, for the trucks, and for the Cup Series. One notable entry on that. We will obviously keep tabs on this. David Danboy's Developments, D3, is slated to only field one entry in trading paints for the 6th CORT season. That's going to be Dave himself in the 50. Moving on, Outlaw Racing, fielding, I believe, 4 cars. Notable is Will Roberts, that's me, obviously. I'll be running the 14 next season, ode to AJ Foyt, ode to Tony Stewart. Christian Kendall will be joining us for the trucks and the Indy cars part-time. Let's see, Morgan Murphy is expected to return to CORT competition in Season 6 after the whole debacle at Talladega last fall. Jumping over to Husby Motorsports and JTF Hill Motorsports / Hill Motorsports. Robert Hill is going to be in the 61 for Husby full-time in Cup, while Husby is going to be in the 25 for Robert Hill part-time in Cup. This is because Husby wants a full-time driver, while Hill is not planning on having a full Cup schedule for his team. Upcoming major events. The CORT V8 All-Stars race, the twin V8 races at Circuit of the Americas, January 29th. 1 week later, January 26th, will be the CORT 2.4 at Daytona, obviously on the Daytona road course, modeled after the 24 Hours of Daytona. We'll have the HPD and, looking right now, the Rough and the BMW. Now, that's actually going to wrap us up for tonight. Be sure to tune in next week. We've got a very special review of the Truck Series, possibly a review of the Cup Series. If not, that will be in this episode following. Review of the first Winter Series race tomorrow night, and a very special interview with CORT's own Joseph Cervone. Now, I hope it's been as much of a pleasure for you as it has been for me, Michael, and Robert, and I hope to catch you next week. Take care.